should the city establish ambulance response charges? How involved should the city be in governing the ambulance services, may be the question.
Okay, that's one of the responsibilities of the city, and I think they should establish the charges.
It's kind of like taxi cabs in New York. Stuart?
My wife got sick up in the mountains in Colorado, and we had to call the emergency service. And by the time I got done with that, it was almost $4,000 to pay for both the fire department and for the emergency service that carried her over to the hospital. It's incredible. And but the city does well with that over in Colorado. I think it's an important issue, and we're going to have to decide exactly what services the city should be providing through the fire department and what services should be provided privately. It's an important and difficult question.
Ed?
I know there's some debate about whether the ambulances should be public or should be private, and there's some contention there with the fire department. All I can say is that if the city is providing the ambulance service, the city needs to charge for the ambulance service. The question is, can private industry provide that service at a lesser rate?
Larry?
I believe that it should be left in the private hands. I do like the new proposal that was brought out with at the work session last Tuesday, where now to allow the fire department to charge a fee if they're the first ones to respond, to be reimbursed for some of the equipment that they do use when they're there on the scene.
Thank you. Diane?
Right now, our private ambulance has done a fabulous job for our community. We are in the process of trying to write an emergency ordinance, and so we just had the rollout at our last commission meeting, and there's a lot of work to be done. But as far as the private sector does the ambulance right now, the fire department does not have the funds to get in the ambulance business. So no, I don't believe that we have the right to regulate what the ambulance charges.
Mary Jolly?
I agree with Diane. I don't think we should regulate what the ambulance charges. We don't have a fire department anymore. We have a fire rescue department. They show up and try to stabilize the patient, and then the private ambulance service comes and transports the patient. The fire department, fire rescue department might use some, emergency medical stuff. But I don't know how they're going to pick up all that trash and then settle the bill. The citizens pay taxes. We have a fire rescue department. It's a cost of business.
Again, the city certainly has an important role in oversight of the emergency services that might be provided by non-city personnel. As I understood, and I have not actually read the new ordinance that they were discussing last night yet, or the possibility, and there's still lots of tweaking, but it sounded to me that what they were talking about was setting a maximum rate structure. And I think the intention of that is actually to, since we have a limited number of suppliers who supply that service, is trying to control them from overcharging. Yeah. But I need more information.
Monopolies are always dangerous.
To echo what some of the other speakers have said, there are serious problems under federal law if you try to regulate prices and do a lot of charging with respect to the provision of ambulance services. I talked to the president of Great Falls Emergency Services about this issue last night. He shared a very interesting legal memorandum with me which details a lot of the problems that you face trying to implement an ordinance. He has told me, however, he's willing to work with the city to come up with a basic ordinance to resolve some coordination problems. We should do that.